All right, Joseph is about to check on the chicks and ducklings, and I just wanted to get a video of it because it's precious, because he loves them.
Good morning, babies. How's everybody doing? Wow, you guys need water over here?
Yeah.
Got food. Everybody needs water.
Yeah, they're going through it fast. They're getting so much bigger.
Here's one of my Brahmas.
Oh, yeah. He loves his Brahmas. He has 2 of them.
Yep, let's see if I can find the other one. These are my 2 little baby Brahmas.
Have you named them? Or are you waiting until they're older?
Let's go with Turkey and Turkey 2.
Turkey and Turkey 2. Okay.
Look, this
like
one's
it.
starting to get little feathers.
Oh, so precious.
Mm-hmm. They like to hang out with each other.
Yeah. Okay. This is how we do the water. We just blast them all. I think Joseph does this a little better than I. Oh, well, that's getting away from me.
He's going to turn it into a game.
I did turn it into a game. Let's see if I can get this one to line up with that one. Ooh, go, 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 go. Oh! All right, let's see. Wait, one more. Ooh. And if you're wondering what the gunk is, it's just from their like pine pellets in there. So it's not gross. It just gets gunky.
All right, now you have to get these to flip over.
Oh, I have to flip them over? Strike! All right. Joseph wants me to rinse these off. He asked for it.
I said rinse them off. Not me.
Well, I can't control the splashback.
Alright. Now this one.
You want to do this, Abraham? Why? Because you want to get water on Dad? Oh, look at that. That's right. Filling it up from way back here. You know, sometimes, folks, you just got to turn things into a game, you know? You got to make it fun. Hey, we don't throw tater tots.
Why not? Look, Mama.
Bless you. All right, one more. Oh. Harvey, I started laughing and I got... Can you tip it down a tiny bit? I feel like that's part of the problem. No?
All right. You gonna get a towel?
Why do you need a towel? And shoes? I'm sorry. But hey, it helped.
Damn.
Oh, it started. Abraham's being really sweet and recording this. So this project was not in the original scope of things, but as I've watched people deliver packages and our grocery orders and stuff to the front porch, I thought that we needed to help that area out a little bit. We added the trellises and stuff, and we can show you a little bit of that. But we added that, and the sidewalk is completely functional. But because of all the stuff we've had going on, I think going through the yard has been the most appealing. And so anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some stepping stones up around the sidewalk and porch area just to kind of help them. So got these yesterday at a pickup order from Lowe's. We've got these 12 by 12 stepping stones and some mulch. We are going to do like a bulk mulch order to put in all the beds and stuff, but they've got this mulch 5 for $10 right now, and I kind of wanted to experiment with what this color mulch like would look like in some areas, and maybe have different kinds of mulch in different areas. I don't know, we'll see. But we'll get some video of this project today as we work on it. Okay, so I've got the 12 by 12 stepping stones and the mulch, but I wanted to talk about, do we need to do anything to prep before we bring those over? So this is the path that they're using the most.
All right.
And so I want to like start with a stepping stone here and maybe give them just a little path that just kind of goes that way.
All right.
And then I bought enough to put at least some right here, maybe over this area next to the porch as well. Just kind of see. I didn't measure. I thought we'd kind of see what we like and everything. But do we need to get the weed eater out or anything and do anything first? Or do you want to just go for it?
Let's just go for it. You can weed eat later.
We're kind of a just go for it family, aren't we?
I don't want to just get the weed eater out and then have to, me, I'd want to weed eat everything.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So do we want to put maybe, thinking about, we've got 30 stepping stones. Do we want to unload maybe 5 of them here to start with?
Sure.
And see where that gets us and then kind of go from there?
Yep.
Mama, I know can I play a song for you guys?
Okay, so we unloaded all the little 12 by 12 pavers from the van. Abraham's showing you those. So this path over here where we've got 5 is where the delivery drivers are coming the most. And our goal wasn't to give them a path, that goes all the way to the street. But you know how when you see flower beds and things, up here, bud, up here. You know how when you see flower beds and things and it's got some stepping stones and it's like, okay, I have permission to walk through here. That's really what we wanted to accomplish here. So once we figured out where we wanted them, I moved them and laid out some cardboard here just to kill the grass and weeds underneath it so that we're not constantly fighting weeds there. And so I'm about to put some mulch down. And then this area over here, we are just kind of figuring out where we want to put the stepping stones. We know we're going to need some more. I think we'd like this kind of landing area here, if that's kind of how you want to think about it. And I think what we've decided we're going to do is actually do a whole path that goes to our driveway, because if you look where the grass is worn out right there, we walk that constantly. Okay, so we were really pleased with how the little section turned out right over there. And so I already kind of had in my mind that it could be cool to go around these like 5 by 5 beds, and then let me swing you around here, the 4 by 8 beds in the front, just to kind of give them maybe a more finished look, because I'd been trying to figure out like how do we transition between the beds and the yard. So we've laid out cardboard and we have a Lowe's order in to go pick up more of these pavers. All right, we'll see. We'll report back.
There's a hawk up there watching our chickens. See if I can zoom in and show you. Asher spotted it before anybody else did. Good job, Asher.
All right, it's Saturday morning. Can y'all hear all those birds? It's the best. I wasn't really that into birds. I always thought it was something grandmas liked, was to look for birds and listen to birds and whatnot. But 2020, we sat on our porch and in our front yard so much. And we ended up even getting a book to help us identify birds. And I don't know, just kind of fell in love with them. And now, oh my goodness, I love waking up in the mornings and hearing all the birds. It's great. We actually have a lot here in our yard, and just right in the yards right around us. It's pretty cool. Okay, so you can probably see some pavers behind me. Joseph and I worked on that some last night. We ended up going to Lowe's and picking up a much more, and that was a whole thing because we mostly me didn't really think through the weight of that many pavers, and so instead of 1 trip to Lowe's, it was 3 trips to Lowe's to pick everything up. So we weren't really able to do a whole lot last night because just that took up a lot. So I'm gonna spend some time this morning laying down some cardboard and pavers and all those things, and hopefully getting this project finished in the next few hours so that I can I have a sleepy duckling here, you see it, so that I can do some other things today too, and not just this project all day. All right, let's do it. Okay, I just wanted to take a second to give you just a little update on where we are. So these are the beds in the front. So I've got the pavers around them. And so kind of keep in mind, this wasn't originally the plan. So I'm kind of retrofitting and figuring out spacing and whatnot, just based on these were the pavers that were in our budget and making it work. So I'm going to get Joseph's opinion on if we just want to leave the single, you know, row of pavers around the boxes, or it does look like there's enough room to put a 3rd row here. So I'm gonna run that by him and see what he thinks. Okay, so Joseph and I decided that having that row down the middle was a good thing. Originally I was just gonna wing this and just let it be what it is, but it's pretty wonky and spacing's not even and whatnot. So I did some math. I didn't want to, but did some math. And I got a scrap piece of wood and made a little template spacer to do in between them so that I can space them evenly this way. And then I'll figure out the other way after that. Okay, so I finished this area around the 4x8 beds. My little template I made helped, but didn't work out perfectly math-wise. So either I did wrong math or I don't know, but I couldn't think of a different way to do the math, so I just left it. And then when I was putting the mulch in and fixing that, some of them shifted anyway, so nah, it'll be fine. I'll give you a bigger view of it in just a second. So that's this part. I will probably fiddle with it here and there to try to get the border to look a little nicer. I'm not really sure the best way to handle the border, but this is probably what it's going to be for a while. I don't think we'll invest much more into this particular area, especially since we have the other areas in the yard to do as well. So yeah, got to move on to the rest of it. Just do a little walk around for you here, because I'm sure you just were on the edge of your seat, couldn't contain yourself, waiting to see this little walk around. Well, I finished the area around these 2 beds in the front yard. These beds are just over 5x5 each, so I had to get a little creative with the spacing on some of the pavers, but I think it works okay. And then over here we put these here by the porch. I'll trim up the cardboard and everything, and I did see what it looked like to put 1 more row like right here. While it fit, technically it was pretty tight, but it fit. The challenge was it came over into this area, and I'm actually going to be planting in this space, and so I want to see how that turns out first and give priority to that space before putting pavers here. I can always add pavers later if we decide we want them there. So that's kind of what this looks like. We've still got pavers. This is the area over here where we're thinking of putting pavers and a path. I really want to think it through a little bit more, because now I'm thinking, even Joseph started cleaning out this bed some with just some of the overgrowth there, so it did help with the spacing issue we had once these were in. It felt too tight to put a path, but I think it'll be doable. But now I'm thinking, instead of doing like mulch around those stones, I think I might put the stones down and like do them properly, like dig them in and then like plant like some creeping phlox or something pretty around them. We'll see. So we've got the pavers. I just need to figure out what I want to do. So that's kind of where everything is right now and where we are. I'll do a little outro later. I'm so tired and sweaty, and nobody needs to see that. I'm tired. It's been a busy day, mostly filled with the project in the front yard, and we ran some errands, bought supplies for our next project, which is doing some fencing in the backyard for the chickens, that hopefully will actually contain them. We'll see. I will report back on that. Yeah, so I think that was about all. I mean, we did little things, you know, all day. Little turkey gave us a scare. The little duckling I was holding earlier, it wasn't looking so good for turkey for a little bit, but turkey pulled through, and we're really excited. We just kept her kind of apart from the rest of them for just a little bit and let her kind of catch her breath and have some food and water. She's the tiniest duckling, and I think she just, well, you know, the runt sometimes doesn't get as much access to the food and the water and all the different things. And all the other ducklings trampled her, bless her heart. And yeah, I think she just needed to catch her breath. So she got some snuggles and hung out, you know, with me for a little while. And then she was walking around and doing just fine after that. So I was really thankful for that. So it's the nice part of the day right here at the end of the day. Like, sun is just starting to set, and the chickens are in the coop. You probably can hear Ricky. He is not in the coop. He is not in the coop because he's been naughty, and one of our poor hens is just looking rough. So Ricky's gonna spend the night in the run instead of in the coop, and hopefully that will be a good temporary solution. And once we've got the fencing and stuff all set up, and everything kind of in place for the chickens, Joseph and I were just discussing that, Joseph and I were just discussing that I think we might convert the run into the quack shack, because we've been discussing what we were going to do for that. I really want to find one of the outdoor kids playhouses, the plastic ones, and convert that into a quack shack, because the nice thing about those is they're plastic and you can hose them out. So I'm looking on Marketplace and seeing what I could find. But anywho, those are just some kind of things that are in the pipeline. Soil's supposed to be delivered on Tuesday. Today's Saturday. So I'm trying to sort of organize projects in my mind, like, so that we're ready for the soil on Tuesday. Because it's time to plant. Like, today is March 29th. We're in zone, I think it's 8A. And the weather's looking great temperature wise as far as planting for the next 10 days or so. So looks like it's time. So when the soil gets here, I want to be ready. I want to be ready to plant, and I'll take you guys along for that adventure. And yeah, I hope that you're having a great day. And if you're not, know you're loved. And I hope it gets better. But yeah, remember that God created you in his image for a purpose, and you are very, very loved.
Alright. Yeah, I need time to get on.